reality to be focused on me. I'm on TV. I am a Vidiot.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Vidiot on Demand. I am your host, Philip Williams, because no one else had the balls. I just got back from joining my little nephew and his family, aka my sister and brother-in-law? Anyway, my sister let me tag along to my nephew's first movie theater experience, and we went and saw Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. Anytime you do the movie of something that has been a kid's thing it's always like epicified. Hearing the classic theme, but done with live orchestra, that's always so much better. I always loved the movie of something. It's really cool. For those of you who don't know, Paw Patrol is a television show for kids that basically combines Pound Puppies meets Mask Mobile Armored Strike Command, if you remember that show. These puppies have these little vehicles that can transform into other vehicles on a moment's notice. They're mostly for rescues. When some sort of disaster happens, they're there to clean up the mess and or save the people that needs to be saved. Every episode's basically the same. You got this villain whose name is Mayor Humdinger, who's like this purple-clad, mustachioed. I respect that they made him blonde, and it would have been too easy to make him, and he has a bunch of rival cats with him. I don't know if the cats do anything, because they didn't really do anything in this movie. Anywho, what about this movie? Is this worth watching? Well, let's face it, these films aren't made for us. There are maybe a few jokes. I saw this in Swedish, by the way, so a lot of it was translated. I'm sure there's a lot more charm when you hear the original voices, and I'm sure that there are guest stars that make appearance, like other famous people who show up and do, a voice in this, including a specific Kardashian. But when it's just in Swedish, I could hear my boy Kojo. He was in there doing good work, which was fun. He elevated his scenes. Other than that, the Swedish voices, in my opinion, are a little too adult when they're supposed to be kids. And even Ryder sounds incredibly he sounds like a 37-year-old man.
The meteor's heading straight for us! Meteoren kommer rakt emot oss!
Seriously, we gotta talk about Ryder. But anyway, this one is the one where they get superpowers. No, we're gonna actively give them more superpowers because of this character, Victoria Vance. And I'm sorry, but me and my sister had a moment where we literally thought that she said Victoria Vag, and we busted out laughing. It's something about the way the actress pronounced Vance in Swedish. It just sounded, we just got dirty minds maybe, but I thought she said Victoria Vag first. I really enjoyed the character design. I really enjoyed that she brought a different flavor to the villainy. Or maybe I just enjoyed a little too much, you know what I'm saying? That aside, then there's a whole thing about a meteorite that was brought to Earth because of Miss Vag, who is got live wire energy, probably why I like her. And then she just, giving them superpowers, whatever. They focused a lot on Sky, the girl puppy, who was, for the longest time, the only girl puppy until the first movie came out where they introduced Liberty, who I honestly don't remember what her deal is. I remember I watched the movie and I still don't know what her thing is. She's just in a little moped, I guess. What exactly does she do? And so they kind of made sort of a thing about that. They gave the female characters more to do. And now Sky is sort of going through this whole thing. Oh, I'm the runt of the litter. I'm so small. So she's having this crisis and thinking maybe I can't pull off the stuff that I think I can pull off. I don't know. Then suddenly the movie shifts and becomes about Liberty not knowing what her power is, because they all get superpowers, right? And then she's just like, well, what am I going to do? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is going to be well, you don't need powers, right? Which kind of negates everything they're trying to do with this. I don't know if this is one of those things where now after this movie, the entire show is different and they are going to always have powers. Or are they just going to forget that this ever happened like they do in some kid shows where it's like, who cares? But, you know, as a former child myself, I was always like, but why though? Don't just go back to the way things were. And they have their powers, yet they still use the tech. So it's like putting a hat on a hat. If everyone has Batman's Batmobile, but they can use their powers through the Batmobile, then why would Flash need a car? But apparently that's what they're doing because you got to sell toys. That's what it's all about in the end. I enjoyed seeing my nephew happy. The other kids seemed to enjoy it, I guess. And me and my degenerate sister were just snickering like every time we thought something was inappropriate for kids, and which, why did we always see inappropriate things in this? I don't know. The movie in itself is okay. That's what I thought, but we need to think about what the kids thought. And I have man on the street, Chiron Williams Helgeson, and we're going to see what he thought of the film. Over to you, Chiron.
Paw Patrol! Det var gulligt! Den var riktigt bra. Om det funkat inte. Massor irriterande så det funkat. Sen det var större. Sen loppet tog det med sin lite klar. Vanligt. Och sen han låst dem och loppat.
Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this spoiler-filled review of the film. What was it called again? Who knows? Thank you for joining me. I hope you remember me when you become rich and famous. I'll see you later. Now, hopefully my dad doesn't catch me in this crap second. I gotta go.